All right, welcome back to the Quaking Punch. If you caught our last videos, you would know that we won the Night March mirror match 2-0 and two pretty solid victories. So we are now 2-0 in the Poke Beach tournament, which is giving us a lot of time left in the week to actually mess around with some other decks. So I've been being bugged to do more Toad, which I do a lot of Toad. So to think like to say I'm being bugged to do more, it's weird. But we're going to do Seismitoad Bats. I mean, this deck is always going to be good, especially in Expanded. We're going to switch over to Expanded. We're gearing up for Regionals. So Seismitoad Bats is a cool deck. It's one of my favorite decks to play outside of like maybe Seismitoad Giratina. I just like how much damage you can really start stacking up with Hypnotoxic Laser, Bats, and Quaking Punch, and really just punishing your opponent. So that's what we're going to play with for a couple days this week, and next week we'll have more Poke Beach Tournament. If I have time, we'll do another expanded deck for the day or two we have. But this is just a really simple Bats build. This isn't anything special. In fact, you could probably maybe put in Fighting Fury Belt, maybe Puzzle of Time. Those are cards I really won't hold against you for playing, but we'll go over the build here. We run just one Shaman in the deck. In Expanded, it's kind of a slower format than you would have in like Standard, so you don't really need 3 or 4 Shaman in most decks. Sometimes 1 or 2 gets it done. So in this build, we're going to run one Shaman and then one Jirachi EX. Jirachi really is nice to get the supporters you might need, like if you need a late AZ or something like that. You can always hit the Jirachi for the AZ, pick your Bats up, play more Bats, and then get the damage you need for the knockout. Or early on, if you're stuck, you can get an N, a Juniper, whatever you need to get. So that's in there as well for some consistency. Also, I put in a Deden in here. One of the toughest matchups for this deck is Yveltal, and Deden just makes short work of Yveltal. It hits it pretty hard for 1 energy, and it's a good prize trade with it. Cause you'll take 2, they'll take 1, and then you can set your Hypno, you can set your Quaking Punch lock back up again after that. So that's why I included Deden. You don't have to, but I like having it in there just for that situation. Not a super thick Bats line. We're going to run 4-3-3 on the Zubat, Golbat, Crobat. Ideally, you know, if you can fit it, you'd want 4-4-3. But, you know, space is something that's limited in this deck. So you got to run so many scoop ups and, you know, energy, you got to run 7. There's a lot of trainers in Expanded too for some consistency purposes. So we're running 4-4-3. Now, this you do want the free flight Zubat to get the free retreat cost. The fighting, I'm sorry, Furious Fists Zubat. That's right. It was Phantom Forces, was it? Phantom Forces. Well, let's check. I don't remember. The XY Zubat, which is no, it is. Yeah, the Phantom Forces Zubat has 1 retreat cost. You don't want to use that one. In Standard, it's really good. Expanded, use this one here. It does get 10 less HP, so it can be donked by a Latios, which is bad. But as long as you just don't bench that and going up against Latios, you're usually going to be fine. In a best-of-3 situation, you'd have to be pretty bad to get donked 3 games in a row. So that's the only downfall. But it gets the free retreat cost, which is nice. So you can lead out with it, retreat back. It's really nice to have. And then, of course, 3 of our main man, Seismitoad EX. We all know about Quaking Punch and what it does. If you don't know, 30 damage, shuts off item cards if your opponent from his or her hand. Now you're thinking like 30 damage, that's not a whole lot. Well, there's ways you can help out the damage, especially in Expanded. You get Hypnotoxic Laser, you can poison, and with the head split, you can put them asleep. You get Verbank City Gym, which we're going to run 2 of those, put 2 more damage counters on it. It's already at 50. Actually, we're at 30 because you get 2 more. So we're at 60, plus the Muscle Band gets us to 80. Coming back in, it's 110. And then with the Bats damage, you can see how it stacks up. Real simple item line or trainer line here. The 1 computer search. There's a variety of specs you can actually run in this deck. I won't be mad at you if you're running Rock Guard or Super Scoop Up Cyclone, or Scoop Up Cyclone as it's called. I won't be mad at you for running either of those. I just like computer search personally. It's nice. Scoop Up Cyclone does let you pick Toads back up because they get kind of bulky. Like, if you're going to run Scoop Up Cyclone, though, run Fighting Fury Belt. Because then it gives you Toad 220 HP, lets it stoke up a lot of damage, and you just pick it right back up. Promote a bat, play your Toad back down with all the attachments, retreat the bat, and then keep the Quaking Lock Punch going, or Quaking Punch Lock, rather, going, and then that's probably the way you'd want to run it. But I'm going to run Computer Search. I try and run this deck a little more aggressive. And then we have 4 Super Scoop Ups. Heads, pick up a Pokemon, put it back in your hand. 4 Ultra Ball, 4. Let's swap out these VS Seekers here. It's been a while since I've updated this deck. But with Expanded, I mean, you get little interesting text you can put back into decks, you know, from new sets. But mainly, decks kind of stay the same. They change a little bit with time, but the thing about Expanded is I love Expanded, first of all. Like, it's where I feel more comfortable. Now, I am running a heavy N count. I'm running 3N. Personally, I don't like having to discard Zubats because I'm not running anything to really recover them with, like Sacred Ash or anything like that, or Super Rod. So I play a heavy N count so I don't have to Juniper away any of my higher bats like Crobat or Golbat. I would prefer not to if I don't have to. 1 Colress, 2 Lysander, 1 Xerosic, 1 Silent Lab, 2 Verbank, 2 Muscle Band, 2 Headringer, and then the 4 DCE, 3 Water Energy. You can Grenade Hammer with this deck, and actually in Cities, I Grenade Hammered with the standard Manectric deck, and it was really weird to say Grenade Hammer. And I don't even know what the attack does. Like, it's 130 damage plus 30 to each of your bench Pokemon. Like, I just didn't even know that. Just Grenade Hammered. I forgot to put the damage on my bench. So after like 3 turns of Grenade Hammering, my opponent finally caught it and was like, hey, you didn't do that. But I had Rough Seas anyways, so it didn't really matter. The game state wasn't changed because I was still using Rough Seas every turn. So it really didn't have any impact on the outcome of the match. Sorry, I'm somewhere else right now. It wasn't a really big deal, but I just didn't even know what it did because I just never used it. But in this deck, I just kind of wanted to close out the match quickly, and I didn't want to let my opponent even have a chance. He's playing Groudon and Wobbuffet, and I just wanted to knock out his Wobbuffets and start hitting the Groudon. But yeah, that's the deck. We'll hop on. We'll play a few matches with it, and we'll see what it can do. Expanded bat. I should have just named it Toad Bats. All right, let's hop on the ladder here. Again, we're not very high on the ladder. I didn't really feel any need to climb it because the ladder this month was kind of like, eh. I got the Jirachis. I'm good. All right. Oh, wait. That's not my deck. What is that? Why does it give me such a weird, like, electric steel? It's whatever. Oh, because the Dedenne. That's right. That's right. Now, one thing, too, you can run in the Expanded Bats decks is Manectric. I won't be mad at you for running Manectric, just the base Manectric, not Mega Manectric. You know, you would just run it with DCE and double colorless and electric 4/4 split. You wouldn't be able to Grenade Hammer in that matchup, but it's really nice because if your Manectric gets Headringered for any reason, you could hit through it with the Assault Laser still with DCE and Electric, and it's pretty aggressive with the bats on it. So, I mean, if you wanted to play Manectric instead of the Dedenne, you can, and I have. But me personally, I prefer the Dedenne in this build because I wanted to be able to Grenade Hammer and not give up a ton of EX prizes because Gallade is popular. It's a thing, so, like, you know, I don't want to like be able to give up 2 easy prizes to Gallade every time it came on the board. And wow, okay. Speaking of Manectric, here it is. We'll attach the Water Energy because it's our first turn, so we don't need to hit the DCE. If we hit another water, it's fine. If we hit a DCE, that's still fine because then we're just 1 water away from being able to Grenade Hammer. And I wanted to Juniper anyways. We missed the lock there. Oh man. Okay, so this is an issue. Not really an issue. I'm going to save the Ultra Ball because I don't know if I want to get a Jirachi for next turn or if I want to get Shaman. But I'm just going to save it right now, and I can get some serious damage from hitting these Scoop Ups with this bat. So I'm not going to really fish for anything because I don't know what I want to get just yet. So I'm going to save that for next turn. If my opponent wants to end me, then so be it. I mean, the 2 extra cards isn't really going to do much for me this turn. I'd rather save my options for the next turn. And that's where, like, Expanded's kind of a little different than Standard. Because Standard, you just keep firing down Shamans, depending on the deck, looking for, like, some, like, elite setup. I just didn't really see what I could get this turn. I got an energy this turn. I played a supporter. I have a really good hand right now. Yeah, that's going to hurt pretty bad. But I could still hit through it. I just can't hit the... I need a DCE now to hit through it, which is fine. I just can't attach water and hit through it, which it is what it is. But hopefully I can hit one of these scoop ups for bat. I can get 40 bat damage right on it. Get a Quaking Punch. Hopefully I can find a Xerosic. Because if I can get Xerosic, I'm going to take off that Headringer so I can potentially pass a Muscle Band, which I can get Xerosic by getting a Jirachi. But I don't want to do that unless I know I can find energy somewhere else. Okay, so there's that. Tool Scrapper would have been nice too in this deck. I just don't have one. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the... Okay, first thing we're going to do is play the bats. We're going to take our bat damage. There's that. We'll play the scoop up. We'll try to scoop up this bat here. And we'll put it down. More bat damage. I think I'm going to get a... I don't want to throw away the laser. So I think I'm going to try and get an N going here. Because I don't really want to throw away this laser. And there makes no sense really to play it. I know my opponent can just retreat. And that's okay. But we have the Jirachi. So let's play it and let's grab an N. And yes. Let's grab an N here. I know my opponent can just retreat, and that's fine. We still have the bats to hit it on the bench. Hopefully we can find something. Nothing. Okay. Might have to go for Shaman. I can't use the Muscle Band right now anyways. I hate to throw away a bat, but I might have to. Because we kind of need the Shaman now. I don't want to miss this Quaking Punch. And we don't have the Shaman. Okay. 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 Let's grab another Golbat. Why not? We're going to play the Verbank, and we're going to miss a Quaking Punch, which can happen. I could have swore I saw the Shaman in there. Might have been one of the bats I thought was a Shaman. There's the Mega Manectric, so that's an issue. What time is it? All right, 7. We got time. Dinner's going to be ready soon, so that's what I'm trying to focus on right now. Alright, so we're going to get hit with the Turbo Bolt, which is it's going to be bad. Oh man, he's going to get his Keldeo set up. This is not going to be good if he can get that set up, because then he can just rush in, retreat on our lasers, and that's no bueno. But I don't see what he could be setting up here. Maybe he could be setting up, like... He's got Greninja in this deck, too? Like, this is a weird deck. 2 Retrievers. Okay, what's he picking up here? Okay, he's going to put the float on the Keldeo, which that's going to be tough. Because now he gets Rush and Retreat. I need to find... well, I mean, I can easily find Xerosic. I just got to locate it. How much HP does he have left in this? 80. So we're going to get there with Bat's damage eventually. Alright, what's he going here? Archie Swampert? Like, what? I have no idea what's going on, guys. I really don't. Alright, so 110 is gonna hurt. I would like to realistically find another Seismitoad. He's got 2 powered up Manectrics. This is gonna be a tough look at it. Let's see. I think we're going to hit the bench here, because we're really close to knocking that out. We're like one more Crow... Oh, no, we're not. A Mega Vault. Still, I'd like to keep all the pressure on that one down there, because we're going to have Hypnotoxic Laser going up top here. That's no good, too. So we need to find another Toad. Or a Super Scoop Up would be nice. So we could scoop up our Toad and potentially play it down with a DCE and a Muscle Band. That would be good. That would be really good. Okay, well, we have the DCE and Muscle Band. Now, do we go for the scoop-up play, or do we just let our Toad die? I'm thinking the scoop-up play is our best play. We have the Xerosic, the Versa Seeker here, so it's not a huge deal getting rid of those supporters. Scoop Up can deny a prize right now, and that's really what I want to try to do. Let's see if we hit it. Yeah, we hit it. Cool. So the gamble pays off, and it paid off big. But we are in a situation where we have to kind of deny that again, because we're gonna get another turbo bolt in the face. Not before we deliver 80 damage. We got 70 down there. Crobat's gonna take it down to another 50. So that's another couple scooped up bats. And then we could take the knockout on the bench. He's gonna rush in and retreat. I would imagine he's just gonna send up the same one. This is an interesting deck. Yeah, he's powering up for, is it Secret Sword? What is it? Secret Sword. He's going to try and power up for, which Keldeo Blastoise won Worlds. He doesn't have the Blastoise in this deck. I would just run the Blastoise, honestly. All right, we're going to get a Headringer up here, which is really, really nice. We're going to put 30 damage on the bench here. So we're putting these Manectrics in danger. I am going to attach it because, I mean, who knows? We can hit a Scoop Up, and I don't really necessarily want to lose it. Let's see, how many Pokemon are on the bench? 6. Juniper's still our best play. And we're going through quite a bit of our deck here. Alright. We are going to lose this Toad, but that's okay. Because I have this one here to fall back on. I got AZ for some bats. I think we're out of Golbat, so we might have to AZ one of those bats up to start applying pressure again. I mean, we're 40 away from a knockout on that the benched Manectric. I mean, it's really not time to panic yet. It's close, but not yet. And we only hit 2 Scoop Ups so far. Oh no, there's all 4. Yeah, that's right, we used all 4. So we're out of Scoop Ups, so we got to AZ. So he's going to let us just take a knockout on the active here with just 1 bat and a Quaking Punch, and I'm inclined to take it. We are going to bench the Dedenne here. If he gets too many energy going on this Keldeo, that could be a nice little counter there. So we'll pick up our Crobat line here. We'll play it down. Play the Golbat here. Put the 30 there. Put the 20 there. And we're just going to Quaking Punch for a knockout. We're still denying items, which is going to be useful. His one Manectric is Headringered, so that's going to be nice there. I would have liked to have seen a Versus Seeker or something, so I can have picked up more bats, but that's okay. We got the Laser Bank going here. I would have liked to Lysander that actually, just Laser Bank it. So he's hitting for 110, so that's no good. Okay. Let's think about our options here. Dedenne's going to hit for... Is it both or just the one? Opponents. 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, 60. Not enough. Okay, so we got the Hypnotoxic Laser. Let's play that. Heads. Okay. I kind of want to focus damage on the active here right now, because if he misses the Sleep Flip, we can get some serious damage going on here. I'm going to end because I want to try to find another Muscle Band or anything that after this turn can help me survive. Okay, we got the Muscle Band. We got our third Toad here. So hitting it. If he misses the Sleep Flip, that gives us a chance to recover from the poor position we were in. We just got to hope. And it's like how this deck is a lot of hoping you get the flips, which I did. Tough break, but this is Pokemon and that happens. And that's why, you know, Seismitoad is such a powerful card, because now he's not going to have Switch. He doesn't have VS Seeker to get him out of a situation, so if he had to Lysander for a VS Seeker, or VS Seeker for a Lysander, rather, well, there's the Lysander, so that's problematic. But I'm a Water Energy away from being able to take the to Quaking Punch him back into another knockout, and there it is. Um, I kind of want to AZ here, but let's think about our options. So first thing is we're going to take the knockout with the Toad. That's fine. How much damage do we need on this thing here? 80. So if we AZ up bats, we can get 50, plus we're one Quaking Punch away, but like... I think that's our best move. Honestly, I really think it is. We'll still have the Toad in hand. We're going to collect 2 prize cards. I still think AZing up the bats is our best move. And then we got a bunch of ways to take the knockout on this last minute trick here. Mainly bats. I'm going to put this down just in case. I don't think we're going to find another Golbat. I think it's in here. We're playing 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there it is. But why not? All right, Quaking Punch, knockout. Okay, and that's how you take out a EX there. Now, he doesn't have free retreat, or like the free Russian retreat anymore, so I mean, like, we are just like a Hypno-Toxic away. Now, I mean, like, we could just knock this out with the Dead if he takes a knockout next turn and win. 20, 40, 60. He has 60. We pretty much had the knockout on board, so he can't win. So I'm surprised I was able to recover from that, honestly. But you can kind of see where Seismitoad Bats can put the pressure on. He's going to retreat to that. Nope, he's going to take the Turbo Bolt knockout, and then we're gonna send up our. I mean, we'll take the damage from the Crobat. I mean, why not? But ultimately, we're gonna win with the Den too. Let's think about this for a second here. We're gonna take a final knockout with the Den of all Pokemon. Like, what a wonderful time to be alive. We'll drop it like it's hot. We'll retreat to the Den. Hit that energy short. Boom. And then you also have the treatment attack too if we need to, like in a pinch first turn. Get like 2 Seismitoad off of water energy. That works too. I've never done it, but you can. There's one win there with the deck. Let me see how we're doing on time here. We're at 22 minutes for the day, so we're going to call the episode there. Matches are going to be a little bit longer with Seismitoad and in Expanded in general. So it's going to be the match we're going to get today. We'll be back tomorrow with another match. Ooh, I can't believe I won that one, honestly. Like, our opponent put so much pressure on. I'll have to rewatch it to really figure out where I won, but I mean, you just can't really panic. And I think the big play I made was getting the hitting the heads and the scoop up for the Toad. And getting that extra turn of Quaking Punch in and just kind of like knowing where I should put my bat damage is really kind of what saved me in the end. Also hitting heads on the Hypno-Toxic and my opponent hitting tails bailed me out. So I mean, you're gonna rely on flips with this deck a little bit. It's the nature of the game. I mean, you could gripe all you want about it, but that's the game we choose to play, and that's going to happen. If you don't like that aspect of the game, then play something else. I don't really know what to tell you. We got an extra 50 coins for winning there. But, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Any feedback about my deck list below. It's not something I'm super serious about, Toad Bats. I mean, I might play it for regionals coming up. I might not. I don't really know for sure, to be 100% honest with you guys, but we'll see. And I really like Yveltal this year too, so it's between that, Yveltal. Also, there's some like really weird lists I'm kind of playing with, but I don't really want to put them out there yet. Maybe if I decide not to play one, I'll put it out there, but you never know. But that sounds like dinner's done, so I'm going to go eat, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.